You are listening to
The Free Amigos.
Hey, I'm Casper.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Tony.
Let's do this. Welcome everybody to the Free Amigos podcast. And we think it's season 2, episode 8 at this point. We need to verify that. But yes, we've got our first return guest.
Yeah.
My boy, Gielingh. And he's got his guitar there in the studio. He might play us some tunes at some point.
Do you want to build a snowman?
We've just been talking about snow
And
quite a lot.
on the side there, the funny thing that not many people know is that the intro that you just heard, like welcome to the podcast, la la la, the music is played by Mr. Tommy Boy.
Oh yeah!
I didn't know that was him.
I didn't know that either.
Hey, there you
Wow.
go. A little nugget for you guys.
Free advertising for Tommy.
How have you never told us this, Cass?
It just went so
That's
fast.
really good. I love that intro.
Yeah, it went really fast.
The moment that he asked me to do it,
Mm.
I was already like, with my phone, like, okay, go, and like sending him samples. And like 5 minutes later, he sends me this finished product, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't supposed to be the final cut, but yeah, okay.
It is now.
It's now. You've
It
got
is
nothing
now,
to say.
and it worked.
I love that. Yeah.
No, and it sounded amazing. Like it didn't sound anything like the phone recording that I sent you. So well done.
Thanks,
to you.
yeah, thanks.
Great job with that. But yeah, as I thought, we'll just go straight into the podcast. But we're going to talk a little bit around overcoming blocks in life. This is something that I'm talking a lot about at the moment. I know, just looking at Tommy's journey, he's had I think it's fair to say you had a bit of a breakthrough recently on that front. With the whole certainly on the work side of things. But before we get into that, we're just going to check on the other amigos. Tony, I know, is enjoying the snow and the llamas up there in Birmingham.
Yeah, baby. It's all about the snow and the llamas for me today. Yeah, been out for a nice had a bit of a dump in the snow last night.
You had a dump in the snow?
Shh, you're not supposed to tell everyone.
You
friends,
Out of
man.
the window or what?
Well, there's a saying here, they're like, never eat yellow snow, but
Yeah.
don't worry about the yellow, it's the brown now.
snow. Don't touch the brown snow in Birmingham. Tony's been out.
Yeah. And then I blamed it on the llamas, so yeah, it's all good.
If you take a dump in the show, just do it behind the llama. Great
Yeah.
thinking.
Tony found some
Yeah,
llamas.
we found some llamas this morning on a nice countryside walk. So yeah, it's been nice. It's a bit of a winter wonderland here in the UK today.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Awesome. And Cass, I know obviously you haven't seen snow for a very long time, but
Yeah.
everything all right over there in Paradise?
I was actually thinking about that the other day to Google, like, if there ever has been snow here in Asia or in Indonesia. But I don't think so. But it could be because we've got really high mountains here. We've got like 3,500 meter high mountains. I'm actually living on a 3,500 meter high volcano. So it could be possible to snow there. I don't know.
Right at the top.
Well, yeah, no, everything good here. And actually, as you guys know, I was really late for this podcast. And I had to do like 10 kilometers in 10 minutes.
Oh, you don't seem that out of breath.
Yeah, oh, no, it's the road from where I work to home basically is like a roller coaster. It goes up and down and corners and everything, and I've never done it this fast.
Glad you survived it.
No personal best.
I think so, yeah. Well, it's good fun, and I know that road like the back of my hand, or even better maybe. So everything is good here, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So the old man that was watching you flying by was like, he must really need the bathroom bad.
Yeah, that's what we call it, right? Like not driving fast, no, flying low.
Because you need to dump in the snow.
I really needed to dump in the snow. Couldn't find any snow.
Well, we've been having extraordinary amount of snow here in Finland, and it's actually started melting today. Last night, so all the roofs are dripping, all the thick packs of snow are slowly getting heavy now, so people are really dragging that stuff off. But we built a snowman today because it's all like really sticky right now.
Yeah.
So put it all together, especially with our little small little 2-year-old daughter. She was like excited with like, all that stuff. And so the first time since 1984, 5, building a snowman. So revolutionary moment.
And you've been in Finland so much of that time, and you haven't built a snowman?
Yeah, no, I haven't really had the reason to, I guess. Now that you have a daughter, it's like, let's do it.
Wait a second. Why do you need a reason to build a snowman?
Let's do it.
I still need to figure that out.
One of life's great unanswered questions.
I don't know. Yeah. What I did realize, though, is that instantly I found myself being really connected to my art side, right? Because you can mold and you can do and you can like do that to the snow to make it more smooth and like you can create stuff.
Nature's clay.
Yeah, it's exciting. So that was fun. Yeah. So by the end of tomorrow, there'll be like 20 strange-looking men standing in our backyard.
Awesome.
Yeah, we should have some tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
My daughter's just turned 3, so she hasn't really seen snow. So we're hoping, because we're in lockdown in the UK, it'd be nice, something a little bit different to actually go out in the snow, rather than just inside every day.
Yeah, man. And take some photos because 30 years from now, you never know what the weather's going to be like.
Yeah. So, for you then, Tommy, let's have a bit of an update then, because I know last time, you were doing the affiliate thing and you were selling everything in your room. Casper talked about.
Looks like he's bought it all back.
Selling everything you own. And we talked on the last pod about basically how does an artist, how do you combine creativity and entrepreneurship? I think that was basically the title. And so you were kind of, tell me if I'm wrong here, but you were kind of trying to build the affiliate business to fund your real passion, which is the music, isn't it? So I think that was probably 5 or 6 months ago, maybe. I'm not sure if it was quite
I think it was longer than that, wasn't it? I think Tommy was one of our very first guests, wasn't he, back in sort of April, May?
In spring.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So update from Tommy. How's it been going, mate? I know you've seen some amazing posts from you recently. It sounds like you've had making some huge breakthroughs on the work side of things.
Yeah, a little bit surprising actually that it came so quick. But then also at the same time, it didn't really come so surprisingly when it started happening, because in the past companies that I've worked with, I've always seen other people like kind of skyrocket very quickly due to the preparation that they've done with their mindset and like implementing certain things in life that gets you, to move forward. And so this time, I think, or I believe, like I showed up in that light, like that guy that normally comes in and just goes, and you're still like trying to work out a domain name or something, So this time I was ready. I was ready for that, for walking into the company or like into the shop and say, that's my job. I know what I want. I know how I'm going, and I know basically being confident in what you want and how you're going to show up.
And owning it.
And really owning it, yeah. So that's where when you walk into a fresh environment like that, you quickly realize what you've learned, because it's fresh. You need to start again, and build a whole separate, like a whole new community as well. And like, you're not relying anymore on a certain safety that you knew from before, right? So you've got to jump in with both feet in the deep. So as much as it came to my surprise with how much money I was earning, it didn't surprise me that I was succeeding so quickly.
Is it like exponential growth then? So in the beginning, it's just like a lot of work, of course, and setting everything up, learning everything. But then once you get one, you go from 1 to like 3 to 10, or you know what I mean? Like exponential growth. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think there is that definitely. Yeah, because once that you start rolling, everything is flat still, and then you do need to set up your, everything, in that particular environment, and connecting everything to what you've got, already. And thankfully, I already had implemented social media strategies, platforms and websites, good looking, websites and links, and I knew what to do. I just needed to start taking off at that point, and making sure that everything is implemented, and then it starts slowly taking off. And then it's really all about staying consistent, no matter if you're succeeding yet or not, and really cherishing every day that you're doing just one small thing. If it's speaking to one person, emailing someone back, or it doesn't matter, like anything that can move you forward. The other day I heard this really cool quote, and it went something like, if you improve 1% a day, then at the end of the year you will have improved 365%.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah,
I was thinking about that one day. If you start doing push-ups and you do 1 push-up today, 2 push-ups tomorrow,
compound it.
I'm not sure if this works, but can you do 365 push-ups at the end of the year? But I was thinking it's the same kind of theory, like
small. It's a slight edge, isn't it? Small incremental gains, isn't it? It's just, it doesn't have to be the big grandiose.
But they add
actions.
up, don't they? It can all end up to one big. It can suddenly give way, and you're away, like Tommy's experience, isn't it? Because there's a lot of little chipping away every day, and all of a sudden, bang, the thing falls, doesn't it? In one go. But
yeah. Well, talking about push-ups, back there again for a second. 20 days ago, I started my routine again with the workout, and it's basically a 30-day workout challenge where you do 4 times 25 sets, of which consist of squats, sit-ups, push-ups, and biceps. But then I also do a plank, and I do some weights, and I do some shoulder stuff and whatever. And some of these things that you go from side to side, for anyone that's not watching this but listening to it. And it really, like the first day I was like, damn, like I'm back to the sore thing again, and like 3 days later I'm still kind of struggling with getting to the 100 or the 4 times 25. But now this morning I woke up and I was surprised like how quick I was doing 25 push-ups straight off the bat without stopping that, the rhythm. Because at the beginning you're like, after 20 you're like, and now I'm like still doing 25, and I was like, I could do like 40 now, and then get to the struggling part. But that's the muscle.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. Because if you do the 25, you don't have to do the 40. You've done the 25, so
yeah,
that's the beauty of it. And when I said this analogy a long time ago, it's like, okay, you start with 1 push-up. But no one is going to do 1 push-up. Everyone goes, no, I start with 10. But no, start with 1.
Yes.
Tomorrow 2.
Yes.
Right.
And I did it for quite a while. It's like, because if you just go like, I'm going to go to bed. Oh shit, I forgot my 1 push-up or my 2 push-ups. You can do them easily. And so that works quite well, yeah.
Absolutely, and that's where people overestimate.
Yeah.
And want to have quicker gains.
Yes.
Right? Because even if you tell someone, can you do 1 push-up today? They might lay there in bed at night and think,
yeah,
crap, I didn't do my 1 push-up, and then they won't do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's for a lot of people, it's mentally more difficult to do 1 push-up than 10 push-ups. That's the weird thing. But
yeah,
that is the exponential growth in the end, because you will see, if you know you can do 10, well, that's next week, right? Then we get to 10. You do 1 first, and then you change your mindset for at least doing that 1.
Yeah.
And then you change your mindset for at least doing the 2.
It is, and like you say, with this sort of stuff, it's like with these small incremental gains that you compound over time, that develop, and like it breaks that inertia, and you get momentum, whatever that particular thing you're trying to achieve. It's the small things that are easy to do but are easy not to do, and it's whether you have the mindset to say, I'm going to do this regardless. Because if it's easy not to do, then 9 out of 10 people might say, nah, I'm not bothering.
Mind will win.
Yeah, it's mind over matter, isn't it? It's the people who have that consistency and hold themselves accountable and say, no, I'm doing this every day. You just keep doing it.
Yeah,
You'll see the gains.
Absolutely.
You got to have the incentive, though, haven't you? That's the thing. I mean, if you or love what you do, if you really love the process and the journey, like you said, or you've got like a big, huge goal, or something you're aiming for to create, that can push you through, can't it? Through the difficult bits, because I think especially on this path that we've been on, this entrepreneur's path, I think so many people want to go and want it to happen straight away, become an entrepreneur overnight, almost like follow these steps, and in 6 months you'll be an entrepreneur, 6-figure business. But it is a mindset change from employee to entrepreneur. And what I've learned is that is not something that happens quickly for most people, but that is a switch that takes quite a long time to make. And you've really got to be patient with it. I think if you rush it, then you can make a lot of mistakes, like building a house. The foundation's not right, it'll just fall down eventually. So you've got to be prepared to take your time, put the hours in.
Absolutely. And it's being committed, not just wanting to do it, because I can want something really badly and then tomorrow I'll still want it.
If you never take action, you just want it for the rest of your life.
Right. And then you wish you had committed to it 100%. That's actually what I read last night, because I'm reading Secrets of the Millionaire Mind again by T. Harv Eker. Great book, by the way, for anyone that hasn't read it yet. Which one of the wealth principle quotes that he states is, if you are not fully, totally, and truly committed to creating wealth, chances are you won't.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, and the reason why I read these books is because I know that I come from a different era, and I come from a different mindset of thinking about money. So for me to re-educate myself on my new blueprint, it is essential to read these kind of books, especially if you are so committed to your why, right? If you're not committed, if you don't know your why yet, then that's something else. If you're not aware yet of what you truly want in life, that's something different. But once that you start knowing what you really want to do, you will find yourself realizing that you're actually quite limited in your beliefs. Especially if you come from a let's say lower income mindset, like a family or whatever, is to really just get inspired by these books. You don't need to remember them all, because it's very overwhelming as well to think about all these great people out there, these entrepreneurs, they're killing it, and the gurus, they know it all. Like, what do I know? I'm nobody. I'm not going to read that book because it's too much. Just start with your first chapter before you go to bed, and even if it's just one page, you'll find yourself being really inspired by trying to read the next page and see what he's up to on the third page, and so on. And soon you will start implementing these, let's say, habits. And every day, that 1%, right? That 1%, tomorrow it's 2%, the day after is 3%, and so on. And in 1 year, and you don't have to wait 1 year, but in 6 months, from now, you if you didn't do it, you wish you did, or you wish you had. So, yeah.
There's a thing that, and I'm struggling with this, what you're telling now a little bit in my personal life, but one of the things that is quite difficult is the moment when you read a book like A Millionaire Lifestyle or 7 Habits of the Millionaire, that kind of stuff. It actually also fuels the fear of not getting there, right? So if you're living the life that you have, and that is all right, you can do what you want to do. And if you think about, hey, I can make a lot of money, then at the same time you read or think, hey, I can make a lot of money, you think, no, I can't. Right? So it's also it fuels the fear of that. But I think that this is, again, exactly what you just said. The same thing is that just read one of those books. You will have that fear. You will fight that fear. Then you read another book from someone else, and at a certain moment, you will go, wait a second, I can do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the beginning, I read those books with kind of like, how do you call that? I don't know what the word for that would be, but it's like you read it and at the same time you read kind of like the negative version of the same book. You know what I mean? It's like you constantly think of the opposite of what you're reading.
Yeah. And it's really good to think about that, that part, which that's exactly why you need to keep on going, to get rid of those self-doubt and, negative things.
But in the end, it's neuro-linguistic programming.
Yeah.
You keep on reading, you can do it, and in the end, you will be able to do it.
I love that topic, because that's the definition of breaking through. Like, taking that into your own hands. If you've got any blockages that you're speaking of, there's only one person that's going to be able to get through those blockages. Yeah. And it's not like, for me, it wasn't so much about knowing what my blockages were first, because I didn't really know what they were.
Yeah.
Right. So sitting there and trying to figure out, well, what are my blockages? No, you probably already know them. You're just subconsciously, working on them when it comes to like habits and things that you may need to improve. But whenever you find out what you truly want to do, what your calling is in business or in mindset or in love or in passion, then it's time to start implementing whatever it is, to reach that goal. And the more that you reach and search, the more that you find out what your blockages are. Of course, if you've got childhood trauma, you already know that, this kind of stuff.
Well, we all have some traumas from the past, even if they're not severe. But this is what I was going to say, is that, the work I'm doing now, talking about blockages, when we talk about blockages, we think about trying to solve them in the external world, trying to learn more or read more books, that kind of thing, which I know can provide motivation and it can make a difference. But a lot of the work I'm doing now is more on the internal work, like feeding into these energetic blockages and allowing them to move in their own time, because I think that is the path really to change. I think we're always trying to look for solutions in the external world when the blockages really, they're all internal. That there's just different blockages and different energy centers that we've got, and they just show up in the external world in different ways. That's the way I kind of look at it now. And it is a change of thinking, from thinking that all your problems are outside you to realizing that it's all inside, and any blockages, anything you want to change, you've got to change inside first. So that's what I was going to ask you. Did you do much in the way of the kind of inner work meditation, that kind of thing? Is that part of your routine, or was it the switch, you think, in the company that you're working with that sort of provided you with this sort of recent breakthrough that you've had?
No, I just followed my why. And whatever was standing in my way, I just took it away. It really was that simple. When I left the last company, which is, I consider my nest, and I took wings and I just jumped out and said, I have no idea where I'm going, but I know that I'm going to go the right way. And so I did. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Well, this breakthrough that you're talking about now, that was more result of you just kind of taking that jump then and switching to a different company. Because do you think it would have happened if you'd stayed with that same company? If you'd stayed there, would you have had the breakthrough, do you think? It was because of the change?
For me personally, no. But that holds absolutely no disdainful feelings towards the company. Instead, I absolutely, and whenever somebody comes to me and I see that their mindset is not to par with what mindset you need to have for this particular company, for the one that I'm with now, then I send them, to my nest.
Okay. The foundation.
Kindergarten.
Very advanced kindergarten.
Yeah.
I have absolutely, and I've done it a few times already, like really good sales, because people are seeing my success, so they come to me and then they want to have that success. And then I'm like, yeah, but you need to implement this, right? And then they're like, yeah, but is there like a quicker way? I'm like, you need to go
back to the start,
the basics.
There's no way around it. You've got to get through and do that foundational work, haven't you?
Yeah, and something that this is really important in network marketing, is you, and you, and me. Wait, there's 5 of us? Oh yeah, and the one that is listening. Man.
You know who you are.
Applause for the one that's listening.
Yeah. Come on.
Well done. Welcome. Is that we are the reputation of the network marketing industry, whether it's affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing, network marketing, whatever, right? For years, it's been we've had such a bad reputation, right? People are like, automatically, that's like a no. Multi-level marketing, no, absolutely not. Whatever that is, I don't even know what it is.
People say pyramid scheme, don't
pyramid
they?
Scheme, yeah.
They put everything under the same umbrella. Yeah.
Pyramid scheme, yeah. Well, I happen to be an affiliate for an amazing, like aloe vera products company that gives so much love to the people and so much good stuff, like so much good product and so much like care for internal care and all that stuff. And that's that's a multi-level marketing company, and the people that are doing that business are very successful, and they are really helping people. So it also depends on the product that you're selling. Like the last call, like the last call that we did, right, with me, I remember saying that back in the day when I first started this, like on this, entrepreneur's journey and wanting to do it in a professional way, like 15, 17 years ago, I was told to go and sell like door to door. I think I said mops and stuff, and right, and it was just not for me, and it wasn't feasible for me to be able to really come out of it at that point financially in a positive way. But that all changed now. Like, you got to revisit especially with your mindset as well, like every day almost, make sure that your mindset is improving and that it's that it's on the right path.
Growth mindset.
Yeah. So that old mentality that we've got about network marketing, right?
Yeah.
Is something to revise.
Yeah.
Is to really look at what is going on in the world, especially now with the online marketing, like the online world that's just exponentially grows. I don't think we've even reached the top of the crest.
Absolutely not. No, it's just beginning, I think.
Yeah, we're still like on that way up. So for us to shine a positive light on those that are coming in under us, right? People that are coming in because they're excited about what they see, but don't just sell to them for the money's sake. Sell to them so that you can help them.
Yes.
And if you cannot help them, if you cannot improve their lifestyle with what you're selling, then don't sell to them.
No. Integrity.
Yes, send them this book instead and say, listen, call me in a week, read the book, or something. Do something. Send them to your nest. Send them to the one that you believe in. That's actually going to lift them up. Because if you don't, 1 year from now, that person is going to be a statistic for bad reviews, bad negative stuff. You will have demolished his dreams, and he's going to be, pointing at you. And
I imagine that's not in alignment with your why. I don't know your why. You can feel what it is. You can get the impression from what you've been saying so far, Tommy, what we know about you. But
what was your why again?
Yeah, please share with the listeners. What is your why, Tommy?
My biggest passion in the world is music. Right, I do music, whether I'm on a stage, whether I'm in a studio or not.
It's in your blood.
If I'm in a bathroom,
podcast.
Or podcast. But even like when we speak, right, when we socialize, there's a certain melody that is happening in your voice. Like, hey, okay, yeah, but I'm not gonna be doing. No, but bro, everything is gonna be alright, man. You know, like those are different, you know, melodies, and those are different staccato, you know, deliberate, you know, once that you're aware of those things, I don't know where the hell I was going with that.
Why is your why?
Why?
Why is your why? Come on.
Why am I talking about this? Yeah, music, right? Music. So I've been a musician before I was born. Like really, you know, my mother used to sing while I was in her belly, and I was like, you know, really excited and
played on the umbilical cord.
Yeah. I was like, dong, dong, dong. And so, you know, for me, music has always been, it's just a part of me and my genes. It's a part of my lifestyle. It's part of how my brain works, how my heartbeat, everything.
Your DNA, isn't it?
The moment that I see my daughter, I'm beatboxing and I'm singing, and she's like,
and sing all around.
Like this, and it's like another motivation to do it. So,
yeah.
But I've always done music. I've always played music. But now I've had when I came back to Europe after being in America for 10 years, there I was like full time. But then I had the kid, and physically, like I had, because I was basically staying at home all the time, you know, at the beginning, as in like our first day, when we still had money. Just kidding. And yeah, so there was a lot of physical, you know, as a full-time dad. You know, at that point, I was, you know, lifting her all the time, changing diapers, playing with her, making sure that she was okay, and like constantly doing stuff in the house. And I was just like worn out. And I was like, I can't even, you know, press the keys on my keyboard, or on my keyboard here, or on the guitar. Like everything was just like, I need to think of like another way of making money, because I'm very fragile right now. And I'm not making any income. So for me to prioritize music still was to find a very strong stream of income, or, you know, multiple streams of income, but one stream of, you know, finance into my life, so that that finance pressure is not there anymore, so that I can, you know, basically outsource you know, most things that I don't want to do in life, which has nothing to do with my daughter. but like if you know, if music is my priority, right, then all the other things that are around it that I can outsource, you know, let's say video editing, you know, if there's an interview, there's a video interview, you need it to be put on an audio file, and it to be put on like a podcast, to be transcribed into text, to be put on a website, to be edited, and all that stuff. I'm hands off with that now. Right? Like I don't have to do that stuff anymore. Right? That's something that with your financial goal, you can achieve, right? So that you don't have to deal with that anymore. Unless you still want to do video editing, and you still want to mess around with audio, and you still want to do some writing and stuff like that, you know, that's entirely up to you. So
it gives you that choice, doesn't it? It gives you that choice.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all about options.
100%.
Yeah, financial gain gives you the options of choosing.
Freedom, yeah.
Then under the music umbrella there, my goal in only the music umbrella is to be able to play freely, without that worry, with my friends around the world, right?
Yeah. And
book a studio in North Carolina, in the mountains, you know, Blue Ridge Mountains, and send them over there, you know, take care of their family for 2 weeks, you know, while we have a ball in the studios, you know, getting together and just old friends' sake, and, you know, bring our friend from India with his sitar thing over as well, and everything's taken care of. That's something that I didn't think of before I started taking this journey. I was still very limited with like what's in front of me. But now that I've got a little bit more, like those gates are opening slowly, I can kind of see what's behind the gates, and I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. No, but we can do that too. You know, I would meet with you know, Casper for a weekend to sit on the beach and play music.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know. By the way, my instrument, I think, has arrived. I just ordered the small little hand drum, I think.
Oh, yeah, the hand drum.
I think it's arrived. I just got a post notification. I'm like, it's under 1 kilo. It's still like half a kilo. I'm like, perfect timing. I think it is.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so that would be...
That's a conversation that we had. The hang drum is an amazing instrument. I can maybe put some of the hang drum music underneath this podcast now. Boom. This is a little insert from me, Casper, while editing this podcast, because the music that you hear in the background is actually played on that lovely instrument, the hang drum, and it's played by the talented Alessandro Pierini. The song is called Light, and it comes from the album Limitless, and it's actually played by the partner of someone that we had on this pod last year, the lovely, spiritual, wonderful Flory. Now, let's get back to the podcast. Bing! Because it's an amazing Zen instrument, and the backstory even weirder, but it is an instrument. When you play it or when you hear it, you get instant Zen. And we talked about it. I sent some clips and some music to me, and you were like, yep, Amazon.com, I'm gonna order one right now. Get me one of those. Yes. And it's, for me, it's like, I really want to have that instrument one day as well, and just sit on like on a cliff on a mountain overlooking the world and just play that thing, because you can only play it with the heart. It's an amazing instrument. So good to hear you.
So when we spoke about that, I looked at the prices and I wasn't able to afford it. I was like, nope, that's like crazy amount of money. I wish I could. And that was like a few months ago, right? It's like 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Yeah. And then the moment that I started making money, I was like, bam.
I was like, one of them. You still had the browser open for months, and then get it.
Yeah, because then you can do those things. And but it really was one of the things that I was like, okay, those things are now possible, and that's such a relief. Like something else that's the cheese is expensive, right? If you want a nice one, right?
Cheese, did you say?
Yeah, cheese.
Cheese.
So
please, with a little bit of cheese.
Yeah, with Dutch, come on, for us, that means the same thing. I've got like this amazing deli counter, and I just go, only I could afford. And now, actually, I sometimes buy like a tiny little bit of cheese.
Sit there like little mouse.
And I just eat it like this little bit.
Please, with a little bit of cheese.
Is that expensive, cheese?
Yeah.
Cheese is really expensive. It's expensive all over the world. But
or just in Finland?
No.
Now in Indonesia, it's all imports as well, right?
So the one that I'm talking about is Old Amsterdam.
No, don't talk about that. We cannot talk about that.
Oh yeah. You want me to get it out of the fridge real quick?
No, I don't want to see it. Well, ending this podcast.
But it's like, like a chunk, like a small...
That's the best cheese there is.
Small little chunk, I was like, man, for the same money, I can get a big cheddar cheese like this. That's also good, but it's not the Old Amsterdam that's this small and that's like the same price for like... But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get motherfucking cheese like this. I'm gonna get the old
cheese and a hand drum. He's got it made, hasn't he?
Cheese and a hand drum. That's all you need.
What a week! Cheese and a hand drum.
That's the life, isn't it? That's the dream.
That's the living life.
That's living. I mean, for us,
you must sort of made it.
Was that your ideal day when you pictured it a year ago?
Cheese and bongos.
Sounds about right.
That's on your wall, right, with your pictures and your dream board. Bongos.
Yeah,
your vision.
I've also got a nice bottle of wine here, nice Rioja.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah, so music is like essential in my life, and to be able to freely, not really having to care about like the bookings or the traveling and like the gas money and the setting up on stages or in studios, and really just being able to be a lot more like hands off with what I used to do, right?
Yeah.
And following up on people and emails and why is he not, and worrying about people and stuff like that. Just, so that is like a huge why for me. And then of course the obvious, being able to take care of your family financially and making sure that you've got your time with them, and that you stay out of the gray zone, and stick within one committed, side. So one is like, okay, 3, 4, 5 hours a day work, and then that's it. After that, family time.
Yes.
No gray zone.
But some maybes. Yeah.
Like unless there's.
Oh yeah.
That's why we're doing this on the weekend, isn't it? Because your weekdays, you've got very much planned, so you knock off at a certain time, don't you? And then it's like family time. Yeah, absolutely. And Saturday and Sundays are now completely blocked off for only family time. This is the only exception. We are family.
It's true. Yeah, try to explain that to my wife.
Love you, brother.
Didn't go down too well.
No, but they're family too. I've never even met them. Okay, you win.
Uncle Mark, Uncle Tony, and the crazy uncle. We all got one of those crazy uncles.
Of course. Santa
Cass
on the beach.
With his cheese and his bongo.
He's in his bongo.
But this guy is nuts.
Do you know what? Your story is very similar to Nick, who we had on the first series. I mean, he's doing it all to finance his passion for music, Celtic guitar. And that's all he wants to do. He wants to go around the world playing. I think his goal was like to be able to play, what was it? A riff in any musical style or something like that? Or a guitar solo.
Yeah, there was something like that.
That was his only aim. Yeah, to play a guitar solo in any style or something like that.
Exactly that it doesn't matter what, I can play a solo in any song or in any tune with any instrument and something like that. I need to look at it. Have you listened to his pod?
You're similar vibe.
I don't think I've.
You'd enjoy it. Yeah.
I don't think do I know
Nick
Nick Roberts.
I'll look him up.
But it doesn't matter because it is indeed quite similar, and he's got amazing backstories as well on taking a shower in a bathtub that is actually filled with plaster, and
when he's in China,
and sleep when he wanted to sleep, he couldn't sleep in the house. He had to sleep on the balcony, and he had to use the curtains as a blanket. Now, you will love this.
Plaster in the bathroom around him, literally, and all sorts.
And he was just trying to play music. I just want to play.
Yeah. It's expensive to to play music.
Yeah.
Or
it is. Yeah.
It's or really cheap, or it's really expensive.
But one of the things that come to mind here now for me is like when you just like give us the whole scope of what you're doing and your focus on music and how you set up the business and that you can outsource stuff, is that you in a way basically just creating a business, like a company.
Yeah.
You're creating a company. It's just a company with freelancers that are not in the same building.
Correct.
Right, and that is, I think, also a mindset. That's why we call it entrepreneurship. It's like a lot of people start this entrepreneur's journey just by themselves, and you have to make your own website, and you have to make your own this and that and that. But in the end, the trick is in making sure that other people are doing the work, and you become the big boss of your entrepreneur's company. And if you do it well enough, the whole machine with all those freelancers work almost by themselves so that you've got time to play the guitar or the bongos.
Yes.
That's the thing. But I think that's something that's been overlooked quite a lot, is that you are actually setting up a company.
Correct.
And not just a little business and you have to do all the work.
No, absolutely. And that can be an intimidating thought. I actually thought about it today. Exactly that is that when I go to a restaurant, right, you are thankful to the server, right? You want to actually like really be, well, like for me, it's almost like, I should be serving you, because, you are here serving me freely. I know you're on the minimum wage probably. And, sit down,
Well, you've worked in that industry, haven't you?
Yeah.
Appreciate
that.
For
a long time, for about 20 years. And so I'm always like, you don't have to say thank you, or you don't, you don't have to say sir, or, let's get to know each other, sit down and have a drink, I'll get you to, I'll get you a drink. And so when you start like going to the next level in the business, which is the stage where I'm in now, I'm basically upscaling with what I'm doing. And that's only going to lead to more cool things. But I'm just overcoming that stage where it's like outsourcing stuff to people so that you can move forward. But think of it as you are running a business, and you're not there. Like, I'm not going to employ someone, let's say, and then sit next to them and work with them because I feel limited myself, or in some way, like I feel like I should be working that and I should be doing that. But that's something that you just have to realize, that you just have to let go and stay focused on what your whys are and what your what you need to achieve.
The funny thing is that your why is quite, I wouldn't say arrogant, or I don't really know what the word is, but your why is let other people do all the hard work. I'm gonna go into the woods, play my guitar. It's kind of like an arrogant kind of thing. Well, it could be perceived as being arrogant.
Yeah.
But you were absolutely right, because you're saying, that this is what I want to do.
That's his passion, though, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Maybe you should ever apologise for that.
To the moment when you have that feeling where you just said, like, okay, I'm outsourcing this, but I'm still going to sit next to it because I feel guilty or something like that.
Yeah.
Then you're still not sitting in the woods with your guitar on the cliff with your you're sitting next to someone else.
Right.
You're spending the same amount of time. So that's not working. So you need to overcome that guilt.
Exactly. And it's because I've been a server for so long, not only in like restaurants, all over the place.
As in restaurants, right?
But also a server but also a server.
Hang on, dude.
Yes, serving, not surfing. Because I come from that mentality, family background, like this whole like hospitality and music, and very much taking people under their wings. And like I work the same way, but I just feel like I think that somebody in the family needs to just pull their pants up and say, let's go make some money now. Like, I'm fed up with being broke. This was the last Christmas that I was broke.
Good.
Nice.
It's January, February now almost. Last Christmas was the last one. I don't know what's going to come in the future. Anything can happen. But that's my aim. Is that I'm not going to be broke anymore, and I refuse it. And something like my third why is doing my best in my life to help the underprivileged. Right?
Yeah, you've philanthropy work, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, the philanthropy side of me is really important because you're constantly working with the heart, right? So you're working with your heart in like all of your whys. And then the fourth one, if there is a fourth one, which is it's a silent one, but it's the most significant one to be able to free yourself for those whys, is business, right? Is basically financial. Right, is to be able to put yourself in front of, your life, and being able to say, okay, I am really living my whys now, every day. I am playing music. I am helping people. I am sending money to my parents. I am like able to, get a chef in to cook good food, not just quickly something, because I'm not really, I enjoy cooking, but I know that somebody else can be better. So, why not outsource that as well, and really be able to, stand in front of your whys, and by employing those people that that we were just talking about, you're also, you're basically employing other people. So, and then they can sort out what they want to do in their lives. So that ego thing, what you're talking about, which is also what I thought and what I'm still battling with, it's really, you're really just, making sure that other people also have work while they're doing what they want to do, right? If it is what they want to do. So yeah, those are my whys.
Great one. I love that last one, because you say something quite important there, is that the people you employ or outsource or whatsoever, so the thing they are doing, they are passionate about it, and therefore they are just reading tutorials or watching tutorials on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, and so they are actually better at it than you. And the funny thing what happens then is that let's say designing a logo or something. If you're not a designer, it will take you a long time and it will be a shitty logo. But so basically what we're doing here is we're dividing the time. So you get like a designer whose passion it is to make that, and he can do it in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you pay for 20 minutes, but he's doing his passion. You pay for 20 minutes, and we can basically just do the calculations of how much time and then $1 per minute kind of thing, right? And if you do it, and this is something I was struggling with as well, it's like, if I do this, it will take me 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I could do other things that would actually be my expertise. So I'm just outsourcing it. And at that moment, the whole thing starts to fly.
Yeah.
We've all got a finite amount of time in our lives, haven't we?
That's it, yeah.
So why not doing the stuff you enjoy doing and love to do and you're passionate about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to go somewhere where you want to go, then there's a ton of stuff that needs to be done. Oh, hello.
Hey, Lily. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lily.
Last weekend.
Yeah.
What would you like to say?
Lily, have you got something to add there?
He was talking, and now she's on the mic. She's quiet.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Looks like a man.
You do?
Well, she wants to.
It's a good thing she looks like her mum, eh?
Did you just say it's a good thing she looks like a mum?
It's a good thing.
He did. He quite literally said that. It's been recorded.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it, so I needed to emphasize that.
Did he say that? But and what you're saying there is also to do with like, what are your blockages? Like following your why, following your passions, figuring out what your whys are. I mean, it's such a cliche for us because we've been doing this, for a while now. But for people that need to hear it, that aren't aware of what a why even is, because I've really only found out about my whys, or that word, about 2 years ago, right? So 38 years of my life, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing, where I was going, what whys were, right? And then suddenly it was like, bam,
yeah, same here.
like, oh crap, I've got options here. I can choose stuff, and yeah, it's exciting. That is exciting. Internal expedition, your inner source, exploring with your heart, and like really aligning your mind and your soul and your spirit with your heart, and really following and then the blockages will come. But the first one is to sit down and try to tackle those smaller tasks that later on become really important things that you've explored, and like really learning new things, like fall in love with information. Like I am completely in love with watching YouTube videos and inspirational talks and music stuff, and then and I kind of revisit my past sometimes, thinking, man, I've really moved on like a lot, and I see people in my life that did not, and I'm like, I'm not judging them, but I am seeing myself move forward, and that growth. Then when you start looking back, something, because I think it's important to look back to, and it kind of comes with it actually comes with the trade of self-development, I think, is when we start moving forward in life, in whatever field it is, or in your personal development, you do start seeing other people staying still.
Yeah, stagnating, yeah.
It depends who you're around, doesn't it? It depends who you're, that phrase you used to talk about, the seven people you're closest
Circle
to.
influence.
Like if you're surrounding people who are on the path, like we are, then it keeps you on that path, doesn't it? But if probably the people you're talking about, I'm guessing that they hang around together, and so there's nobody really there that's like moving forward.
No momentum shift, is there?
Yeah, that he's quite happy where they are and doesn't really know or believe they can move forward.
When you say that, it brings me back to an old question that I actually always wanted to introduce in this podcast. is the dinner party. You remember? Tommy.
Who would you invite to a dinner party?
Who would you invite to your dinner party?
How many guests?
Wow.
Dead or alive? Depends on how big your table is.
Tommy's a bit big.
I just bought a big table.
Oh, you want to just drop that in here?
He's rich now. He's rich.
Talking about that, I know it doesn't matter how big the table is, because if you look at what is it again, the 12 apostles, the painting,
Last Supper.
they're all sitting on one. Last Supper. They're all sitting on one side.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that? So, okay, it doesn't matter how big your table is. Who would you want to have at your dinner party?
Buff must.
And, of course, a little bit of Hawaii. Everyone.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Well, that's a really good question.
I know. I need a good answer.
Well, I know
No
who.
pressure.
I already know who.
Ooh.
The four of us would definitely be at that table.
Yes. Goes without saying.
Definitely. That would be an incredible night.
Even uninvited, we would show up.
Yeah.
Crash it.
I was like, no, not you guys. No.
No, not the free amigos. Hola, bitches.
But changing your environment is very important. Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I've got some people in my life who don't understand what I'm doing. They don't have a freaking clue what I'm trying to achieve.
I never will, I bet.
And also never will.
No.
Maybe. And it's something that you choose you've got to choose your surroundings then at that point.
You can have Elvis Presley on your table.
Oh, like that. We're going that way.
You can have Freddie Mercury on your table. You can have Donald Trump on your table. You'll most probably sit on your table. Let's not go there.
I was envisioning a pig with an apple in his mouth.
Then we want to have him on the table, yeah.
David Cameron.
Yeah.
On there. They're all on there. Everyone is on there.
Give me three names. Give me three names. 3 names for nights. So we are there with the 4 of us, and give me 3 names, dead or alive.
Okay.
Ding dong, the bell's gone, door's gone. Who's there?
Bono.
Bono. Wow.
Okay, close the door back again.
Customers left.
Bono.
Yeah, I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
Nelson Mandela.
Bono because of the music, of course, right? And his
philanthropy.
amazing tracks.
No, yeah, philanthropy.
Nelson Mandela, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nelson Mandela.
For the prison stories?
A few unknown people in my life, but I would probably, my wife would be the first one there. She's amazing. Michael Jackson also.
Oh,
Actually, I've got a record.
amen, brother.
Yeah, because again, like
I'm definitely coming to this party now. I am there.
You can be entertainment.
Oh, Michael MJ, baby.
Yeah, for me, like any of those people have to have more than just like one thing that they're famous for, like music or something. Like for me personally, then, right? If I'm gonna choose those people at my table, that's a really good question, and I think you should implement that question in every of your podcasts.
Yeah.
And don't even pre-warn them about the question. Go where where it all comes in like that. But whatever work anyone does, when you put like really giving back to, if it's environment or people or those kind of deeds, you're already winning for me. Like, I don't care how bad of a musician you are or good or well known or not or whatever. You're going to be sitting at that table, so it's going to be very busy that night.
Beautiful.
But yeah, definitely people like that, like Mandela, Bono. I want to meet because he's Irish and he is freaking funny. Also, he is a great songwriter, and his early stuff, 80s stuff, I think they really added a sound that whenever someone tries to copy that sound, it's U2. So they really stand out, and they really put a stamp on the music there with like edge on guitar.
The delay on the guitar thing. It's like
that's edge, and like the 16 note.
Yeah.
That's U2 and those kind of things, right? So I think
So
he has a lot of
that's
credentials.
We've got Nelson Mandela, and we've got Bono. We need one more.
Yeah, we don't want to make it too
You got MJ.
No, Michael Jackson's
MJ.
coming. MJ's
Michael
coming.
Jackson.
MJ, sorry, MJ. Oh no, he was
Come
late.
on,
He was late. He was
Yeah.
taking the bus, so he was a bit late. Sorry, yeah.
Rosa Parks,
Ooh, talking about bus.
talking about the bus. And she's going to be driving
nice.
the damn bus, you know what I'm saying? And not because of slavery or anything,
No,
but just because, you know, let her steer, you know.
Yeah, love it.
You know, let her choose where we're going to have dinner. That's it. She's going to be the bus driver of old people. She's going to dictate where we're going to eat.
Amazing. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
That's it. That's what we'll eat. That's what we'll eat. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
We could probably talk about that all
we
night.
could. And I know this conversation could go on all night. And in fact, the first one was in 2 parts, wasn't it? But as this is a Saturday,
Yeah.
I've got to wrap up now. And I could, as I said, I could quite happily talk for the next 2 hours, 3 hours to Tommy. But
It's never a chore.
it's one of those days today.
Okay.
As I say, Lily's already made an appearance.
Can I add one more last thing?
No.
No.
To find your blockages. No.
No. He's blocked you.
Shut up.
That's the end of the podcast. See you next week.
Go on, Tommy.
If you need to find your blockages, it's really it's a good practice to write. If you're new to
Journaling.
trying to find your blockages, or because that's kind of what the podcast is about, right? So if you just start writing and you start writing, you just keep writing and just keep writing and keep writing, you're basically writing what your soul, what your heart is saying, what your mind is trying to say. Boom, boom, boom. Then it's on then it's documented, right? When you start reading these things back, you start seeing it as a second person or as a third person or whatever. I think that's a great way. It's called free write and freestyle writing. If you're feeling stuck in anything, it's a good time to start writing and really start, putting things down on paper. If you think that a piece of paper doesn't have any value, right? Let's say you want to get rid of a bad thing in your life, and you write it down on a piece of paper and you burn it, right? You might think, you hippie motherfucker, right? But because people think that there's no power in a piece of paper. If, let's say, hypothetically, my family dies and I have one more piece of paper with my daughter's drawing on it, how much value will that piece of paper have to me?
Priceless. Yeah.
Priceless, absolutely priceless. So what could a piece of paper mean with saying, I want to be a better man, or something like that, or I'm sorry, I want to get rid of all my angst in the morning, or something like that, or anything that you're trying to overcome. So I think writing down stuff is underrated. It should be overrated. It should be much more taught. But then also at the same time, not look at your blockages too much, because if you keep on looking at your blockages, you're not really focusing on what is in front of you and really honing in where you want to go in life, and be the water around the rock. Don't try to go through the rock.
Very Bruce Lee. I like it.
Boom. Smashed it.
I know we're going to end, but I just to prove your fact here, I've got with me, as you know, my notebook, and in the notebook I always got this letter, and it's a letter from a friend of mine. Sent it to me a couple of years ago and passed away by now, and I keep it with me every day, and I don't even have to read it. I can feel the spirit of it, and not even for the podcast, but I fully agree on what you're saying.
Beautiful.
Absolutely brilliant ending. I think, Mark, bring it home. Yeah, if you can, because Mark's headphone is just stolen by Lily. Can Lily just say?
She's attacking me. She's attacking me at this point.
Come on, Lily, wrap it up.
Okay, then I'll do it. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, go on then. Here we go.
Oh, yeah,
music.
Here we go.
Okay.
Play us out, Tommy.
Come on, boy.
Hey.
Great one. Guys, great podcast. I love it. And as always, we will see you soon. We've got some amazing guests coming on soon. Everyone, thank you for listening. I mean, the podcast is just a podcast, a couple of guys having a chat, but people listening to it, maybe learning stuff from it. That's why we do it.
For the laugh.
Hello, Lily.
Hi, Lily.
Goodbye.
Gracias, Tommy boy.
Adios.
Adios, amigo.
Adios.
Thank you. Happiness to all.
Yeah, appreciate it, Tommy. Adios, guys. Bye.
See you.
You have been listening to
Free Amigos. Hey there, hope you've really enjoyed listening or watching to the conversation today. And as promised, we have all the links to the topics discussed in the description below and also on our website.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to hit that subscribe button or follow the link to our brand new website where you can sign up to our weekly newsletter.
Thank you for watching or listening. We hope you got something good out of it. If you've got any interesting topics you'd like us to discuss or any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And that's it. See you in the next pod. Adios.
Cheers.